He's like, yeah, I don't do that anymore, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty much a hood Batman. Like, shoving the... I don't think a cop is allowed to, like, shove a pin
And
down
make
your
you
throat and
vomit.
make you
Yeah.
vomit.
Where is that?
He was a hood boogeyman throughout the whole movie. Shoving the...
At our place in the store.
It's a robot. Man, she's a goddamn robot.
My motto is, if you want to win the lottery, you have to make the money to buy a ticket.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Movie House Next Door. I'm Sherrod.
And I'm Noah.
And I'm Justin.
And you guys shine on the sound.
Yes, sir.
Today, we got a special movie. Special to me.
How special is it?
Top 5.
Dead or
Top
alive.
5 movies of all time. Training Day. Starring Denzel Washington. Oscar
Is that
award.
Denzel Washington?
Come on now.
I don't know, guys.
Hey, Oscar award winning performance in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good, yeah. I'm assuming he played Alonzo?
Alonzo Harris.
Yeah.
Badass motherfucker. Crooked cop.
Yeah, the crookedest.
And
Was he a cop? Wait, what was their job?
He was a narcotics detective.
Okay.
He was the head
Because I
of
know
his
that
own
he
unit.
wanted to become a detective.
Right. Played alongside Ethan Hawke as Jake Hoyt. A quick little description. It's about Jake Hoyt. He's just been promoted from a regular street cop to possibly getting into being a narcotics agent.
Yeah.
So it starts out literally as him getting up and preparing for its day. He's nervous. He doesn't know what to expect. All of a sudden gets a phone call. It's his training officer, who literally tried to fuck his wife at the beginning of the movie. Not literally, but he was talking that shit on the phone. She was like, yeah, he's right here. I was just like, who the fuck is? Who is on the phone with my wife talking this shit like this? But it turns out to be Alonzo Harris, Denzel's character. Tells him to meet him at the coffee shop, 10 a.m. Be ready. Shows up not knowing what to expect. The tone of the movie isn't really set until, I would say, the first
30 minutes in.
I would say their first scene at the coffee shop really kind of let you know what kind of time Denzel's character was on. One of my favorite scenes in a movie, period. He's trying to read his paper, and they first go to the coffee shop. He's like, get a bite to eat, on me. Jake refuses. He's like, no, I'm good. He's like, okay. Silence. Jake's like nervously like, say so. And he's just like, I'm trying to read my fucking paper. So that right there, you're just kind of like, okay, this motherfucker's a hard ass.
Dick.
Yeah, he was kind of a hard ass.
The entire movie, I was like, he's an asshole.
And, and that's what's so unique about Alonzo. You don't know if he's just an asshole or if that's how you have to be in that world he operates in. You're like,
no, I think he's just an asshole.
Well, of course, eventually, but it's like Denzel before this movie, he played nice guys. He played the protagonist as he's a likable guy. So when you see him in this role, you're just kind of confused as a viewer. Like, is he playing the good guy? Like, is he a hero? Like,
I think by the end of it,
oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's not even the end of it, but
no, but definitely by the end, like at the end, whenever the people that where he lives at.
in the jungle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
racist as hell.
But my favorite scene is when he's talking about tell me a story.
Oh, about
Tell me a story. I'll tell you a story. He was like, you see this newspaper? You see this newspaper? It's 95% bullshit. But you won't let me read my paper. So you entertain me with your bullshit. And he tells him this not bullshit ass story, but a story about him making a simple traffic stop and ended up getting a drug bust.
Yeah.
They had this pounds of cocaine. And he's like, wow. After all that shit. And he says he had a female partner.
Yeah.
And he was like, and that's the best story you could come up with. You had a female officer, and that's the best one. And he was just like, but I don't believe you. You tapped that ass, didn't you?
Yeah.
And he's just like, dude, I'm married. You got a dick. You got a dick, don't you? And it's just like, okay, this guy is extreme. Extreme. Yeah. Ethan Hawke in this movie, he plays the perfect, like, nervous, not knowing what to expect guy. Like, you can tell he was
a law-abiding citizen.
Exactly. Like, he was in this to stop criminal activity, not to be involved in it. And from the jump, Alonzo does illegal shit.
That's why I was like, what exactly are they? Like, what is going on?
So he's a narcotics agent. So it's kind of like a step before detective.
Yeah.
Like, so, but in this world, you have to do detective work. So it's pretty much the same job, just a much more dangerous job that you're actually in the field.
Yeah.
And
you're like busting drugs.
Yeah. and that was Alonzo's point in the movie, where he pulled over the college kids for having the weed on them. His point is to catch little fish to catch big fish.
Yeah.
And that scene where he pulled over the college kids and got the weed and
the pipe.
And the pipe. Everything Alonzo did in this movie was for a purpose. He moved for a purpose.
Yeah.
In every scene in this movie. And that's why I think he's one of the most complex characters of all time to me, just as far as film, because you may not have caught a lot of things that, like, you have to watch this movie a couple times to really catch.
Well, it seems to me like he was just a criminal of his own.
Yeah. But in that was the irony. He was trying to explain to Jake, we don't do traffic stop shit.
Yeah.
This is big dog shit. Like, if you either in it or you're not. Like, we don't have to report everything we do.
Yeah.
Which you do.
Yeah. That's why I was like, what is this dude on?
Right. And so
what kind of division is this?
And it's a lot of like little, like I said, he does everything with purpose. Like, even when they come from the diner, he says, hey, grab that menu off my dashboard.
Yeah.
And put it in the glove box. If you notice later on,
he gives it to...
He used that same thing as a fake warrant to search her house. Oh, that was Macy Gray. I don't know if you know who that is.
I don't.
Yeah, she was a singer in the early 2000s.
She was great.
She did a fantastic job. You see, Snoop Dogg's in this.
I had to rewind it.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
So
his little wheelchair.
So the whole plot for the movie is John Hoyt's training day. He's trying to impress Alonzo so he can be a part of his unit. Yeah. So it's a lot of things that are explained but not explained at the same time. It's literally through dialogue. Alonzo, a week before, had went to Vegas, and he's a hothead. You could tell anything will set him off. So he was involved in Vegas with Russians. So I guess he got into it with a Russian mafia leader, and he needs money so they won't fucking kill
Well,
him.
he killed him. He
Well,
killed one of their
yeah.
guys.
Well, yeah. So they were
So
probably
that's why they were going after him.
they probably made a deal. Was like, you better have this money by this
Mhm.
time, or we're gonna kill you. So from the very start of the movie, he has an agenda. Like he has a purpose. He's gonna use
This is his little heist the whole time.
right.
Yeah.
He's gonna use Jake to probably take the fall if anything goes wrong. So that's why when he got the weed, he made Jake smoke it because it's in his system now.
And he threw that in his face. He's very manipulative.
Very manipulative. Even that scene, he stops in the middle of the fucking road.
Insane. That's why I was like, you cannot be like this.
Oh,
This is impossible. Like, you're not this important to where you could just do this and get away with it.
arrogance to the top, to the T. Stopping in the middle of traffic,
And then just pointing guns at people.
pulls a gun on him and was like, "You would have been dead by now if I was a." He tried to make it into, I was teaching you a lesson.
Yeah.
Like you need, people are gonna be like this towards you if you're gonna
Which,
be undercover.
yes, obviously that is good that
Right.
you would be in that situation. And that part is good training. But it's like the other shit of
Mhm.
like, shoot him.
Exactly.
Like crazy shit like that.
And so he gets him fucked up, and they go over to Alonzo's friend Roger's house. Now, what I got from the movie is I think Roger was Alonzo's ex, like protege or ex. Alonzo was Jake to him at one point. Like they were in the same unit. So that's why they were so friendly. And even that scene, he was playing him the whole time.
He was a drug dealer.
Well, he was a drug dealer, but I got the impression that he was a cop too. Because if you pay attention to Alonzo and Roger's dialogue, a lot of Roger's mannerisms Alonzo had, like he kept saying boom, boom.
Oh yeah.
Alonzo kept saying that at the beginning of the movie, and Roger was saying the same thing. So to me, in my opinion, Roger had really rubbed off on Alonzo as far as being in this dirty world. He's the one who introduced Alonzo to that. So that's why
that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's why Alonzo, he knew about the money that was in his house.
Exactly where it was. Yeah.
He and mind you, this whole time he's needing money for the Russians. So and you can tell Alonzo when he needs money, all he does is figures out where the kingpin drug dealer is and just goes in and takes it.
Yeah.
Like the Macy Gray scene. He was looking for the Sandman, went to the house and stole the money.
Yeah.
That money he used to pay off the judges to give him a warrant to Roger's house. And then you see in that scene what happened to Roger.
I didn't even put that together.
Yeah. Like I said, you have to watch this movie a couple of times to like really connect the dots, because it's a lot more complex than when you watch it the first time.
I mean, well, even just watching the first time, I'm like, what is going on? Like,
Yeah,
this movie is fucking crazy.
It's a lot.
I did not expect to like it.
And
but I did. It was good.
The scene where the little Mexican girl was about to be raped by those homeless guys.
Yeah.
I think that was a turning point for even Alonzo, because he was like, wow. I think the whole time he was trying to set him up to be the downfall. But that scene where he's handled his own and like beat the shit out of these two guys who are trying to rape this little girl. Alonzo was kind of like, I could possibly use him one day. Like I'm gonna really try to get him to, you know, do it my way, because he can handle his own.
I thought he was gonna go back and kick that guy in the face after he was like calling him a bitch and all that shit after he got beat up.
Well, shit, Alonzo did. He was like, "Suck my dick, motherfucker."
No, I mean
when he was like
he was talking to
Jake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that was if he hadn't turned around, he would never saw the wallet.
Yeah.
And he saw the wallet, picked it up. So this girl was 14 years old.
Yeah.
And it was just like, wow. Eva Mendes was in this movie as well.
Who?
Eva Mendes. You don't know who that is? She wild like Latinas. She
What
said,
the hell does that even mean?
oh my God.
You said she's wild like Latinas?
No, I said that's why I like Latinas.
Oh.
She's the reason why. Like she is
wild.
sexy. She has like maybe 2 lines throughout the whole movie. But
What were her lines?
I think she was like, "My house is your house. This is your." Remember?
Alonzo's wife.
I don't
or
know
his
if that was his
girlfriend?
wife or his side piece. I think that was a side piece.
Because he was mentioning 4 kids, and I only saw 1.
Right. Yeah.
Ghost Rider's main chick is what I know her as.
Yeah.
I don't know her as.
Y'all ever seen Out of Time? Out of Time with Denzel?
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
You're just a Denzel stan.
Oh yeah, Denzel's my guy. Yeah. She lived in the jungle, one way in, one way out. He asked why the bird.
Oh.
Jake was like, "Why they doing that? To let him know I'm here."
Yeah.
Woo, just arrogant, just like I run this shit.
Yeah.
He meets people in the community. They're just like, "Hey man, thank you, Alonzo, for everything you do. Thank you for this." And blah blah blah. He walks past him.
I hate.
Yeah,
that
I can't stand that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hating ass motherfuckers. That's how they be though. That's how they be in your face. But you could just get even after that scene, you could tell Alonzo was a very powerful guy though. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
like he does run shit, and that's probably why he is so crooked. Now to go back to the
Crooked as hell. Crooked as hell.
I mean, just dirty. So gets the warrant, goes back to Roger's house. It was just kind of sad because it's just like his crew goes in first, and he's like, "What the fuck are y'all doing here?" And that's why I kind of put together that he was an ex-cop because he knew all of them. He was like, "What the fuck are y'all doing here?" He goes, "Alonzo is gonna have y'all's ass for this." So he knew every single one of his crew. And then he sees Alonzo. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And he's just like, "Man, I'm sorry. They trying to tax you." Even though,
Which was a lie, right?
Oh, that was a straight lie because he said it was the judges.
Yeah,
he knows the judges, and he was just like, "They just trying to tax you."
What do you call them? The wise ones?
Three wise men.
Yeah,
because they were dirty as well.
Yeah.
He was like, "What the fuck is going on, man? They gotta tax you, man. It ain't just business." And they dig up the money, like $4 million. They all get a cut. They found $3 million. And Jake refuses the money.
Yeah.
And that's when everybody's like, "Okay, we cannot trust this motherfucker."
I don't know if I would have.
What, turn down the money?
Well, I don't know. I don't think I would have.
You wouldn't have turned it down? I wouldn't have. I'm like, shit, we all in this, man. $250,000? Justin, what you doing?
I wouldn't have turned it down.
Thank you. Yeah, you part of the crew now.
I wouldn't have been an accomplice. And have y'all watched Bones?
I also wouldn't have even.
Yeah,
I've
seen Bones.
I've never seen Bones.
What's new? Yeah.
would have came back from my ass.
Oh yeah.
I would have been an accomplice.
But I really wish he would have just took the money because that led to Alonzo trying to force him to kill Roger.
Yeah.
Because he knows at that point, like, Jake can't be trusted. Like,
shoot the gun, you fucking queen.
Pew! And Jake's like, "I'm not about to fucking kill him." Alonzo casually is like, "Rookie."
I love how he constantly throughout the film referred to the shotgun as the bitch.
Give me that bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's it's and just so many classic just quotes from this movie too. It takes a wolf to catch a wolf.
Yeah.
That was a great speech.
He goes, ow. What was he saying?
You
He's
be a
like,
wolf dog. You gotta be a wolf dog. Oh.
I watched with subtitles too. So every time he said the N-word, it would end in an AH instead of just an A. And I was like, what? Yeah, I was like, what is going on here?
But yeah, he shoots Roger, and everybody's like, yeah, Jake did it. Jake did this shit.
Yeah.
So he's already fucked.
He's like, you're gonna get a medal. He's like, I didn't even shoot him. He's like, but everyone else said you did.
Right. It's
and
not
he's like,
what you.
so now it can go in your favor, or it could be turned against you, and everyone saw you shoot him, but in a bad way.
It's not what you know. It's what you can prove in court.
Yeah.
That was his. That was the. It was said 3 or 4 times throughout that whole movie.
Yeah.
And that was Alonzo's philosophy. I mean, he's not wrong. Jake after that is just like fucking lost. We just murdered somebody.
Yeah.
And Alonzo, he tries one more time, one more speech to try to get him to understand, like, Roger was a fucking shitbag scumbag anyways.
Yeah.
He was a drug dealer.
Yeah. He sold drugs to kids.
Yeah, he deserved this. And
all the speeches, he's so manipulative.
Every time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you caught this. Right before he gave him that speech, he was on the phone and he goes, yeah, just make sure that that bathtub's clean, all right?
Oh, yeah.
And he hangs up. And he tries one last time to try to get him to be like, just go with it.
Yeah.
He sees that he doesn't budge. He's like, we got to make a stop. He stops at like I guess a local Mexican gang drug spot. Which that's a reference back to the scene where the guys were trying to rape the girl.
Yes.
She goes, I have cousins West Side Tresos. I think in that moment Alonzo was like, I know them. I know exactly who she's talking about. If something does go wrong, I'm going to use them. And I think he just called in a favor. Well, he didn't call in a favor, but it wasn't a free favor. They go to the house. He brings in a toaster.
And a blender.
And in that blender was...
No, it was a DVD player.
It was a couple of things. But he pulls out a wad of cash. They're all sitting, about to play cards. Alonzo said, I got to take a piss. Don't know if you heard it, but you heard a car start up.
I didn't hear it.
A minute after Alonzo left.
I thought he was going to like fuck someone else, honestly.
Nah, that motherfucker dipped out.
Yeah.
He paid for Jake's assassination. Jake figures it out. He's trying to fight his way through. They take him to a tub. They're about to blow his fucking brains out. I thought it was about to...
Would that not shatter the ceramic?
Well, hell, no, and it was right in his face. You would hit body first, maybe, if it went all the way through.
That's what I would assume.
But
Right?
by the grace of God, the guy says, I'm going to check his pockets. Checks his pockets and finds a wallet that the whole time the girl that was about to be raped.
Her cousin was.
That was her cousin's.
Yeah.
So he gets on the phone, calls her, and was like, this fucking white boy has your wallet. What the fuck happened today? She tells him what happened. Some white boy came out of nowhere, saved me from these 2 crackheads. They let him go.
Yeah.
Saved his niece's life.
He goes, it's just business. Do you understand?
I mean,
yeah.
He probably gave him $50,000 to blow his head off. Jake goes into the jungle looking for Alonzo. Has a shootout in the apartment.
That was pretty dope.
That was dope. I'm surgical with this bitch, Jake. I'm surgical. Still iconic line. And then the famous monologue from Denzel Washington that probably won him the Oscar. That you motherfuckers, you bitch made chump ass fools. That whole monologue is perfection to me. That was like this true fucking acting, and this King Kong ain't got shit on me. 23-hour lockdown. That shit.
Yeah, it was great. The whole movie was good. Like you said,
you
did not expect to like it.
Yeah.
Well, in the beginning too, whenever he's like talking to his wife, and he's like, "This feels like a football tryouts. Like, I just want to know if I made the team." And I was like, "Trod said this wouldn't be about fucking football."
It does sound like a football movie though, but it's an Oscar award winning movie, and like I said, you really, like, if you're a Denzel fan, you really don't know he's the bad guy until the very end, and you're just like, holy shit.
When even the gang members around you were like, "We're gonna side with the pig."
Oh yeah, you got to put your own work in here, dog.
And then he goes, "But why are they fine with you?" And Denzel goes, "It's because I respect them." Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and then Roger the whole time he's like, "You don't have respect." He's calling him out.
Yeah, he doesn't, and that's what's so unique about Alonzo. Like,
killing Roger to get money shows that he doesn't have respect.
Yeah, and he really thinks in his mind like this is the right way to do stuff.
Yeah,
because the world isn't nice. So why should I be nice?
But it wasn't only like he was just not doing his job.
No, it was.
I mean, he was putting people down, but only whenever it suited him.
Yeah, exactly. It was for his own purpose. And he claimed he had like over 15,000 man hours in jail. Like he has like 23 cases pending.
Yeah.
And from my opinion, he gets all those cases through being dirty.
Yeah.
Like a guy probably be an informant for him. Then a couple months later, he'll bust him.
Yeah.
And because he has everything on them. You can even the scene with Snoop Dogg, like
he's like, "Yeah, I don't do that anymore, man."
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty much a hood Batman, like shoving. I don't think a cop is allowed to like shove a pin down your throat and make you vomit to see what you swallow.
I think they just wait for you to shit, right?
They probably they can't just touch you like that.
No, yeah.
So this guy was using Batman tactics, like seriously, and
where is it?
He was a hood boogeyman throughout the whole movie. Dr. Dre is in this movie as well. Forgot to mention that.
Who was he?
He was in the crew. He was in Alonzo's crew, the one with the braids.
There was also the other guy. What's his name? He was in Everybody Hates Chris, played the dad.
Oh, right? Terry Crews.
Yeah.
Didn't say a word. He just...
No, but I mean, he was there.
His muscle said it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot he was in that movie until they showed him in that scene.
I had no idea. And I was like, that's that guy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. This motherfucker. What would you rate it?
I'll go and say 8.
Okay. You will rarely hear me say a movie's 10 out of 10. Like this movie's 10 out of 10 for me. And that is going to be rare. There's only like 3 or 4 movies I can just say I can watch them over and over and over again and not get tired of it.
There's a couple I can do that with.
Yeah.
Because I do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is one of those movies. If you hadn't seen it, like I'm gonna suggest every movie we review, but you should.
It's 2 hours long.
Yeah.
But it feels like it does kind of drag on. Like it is kind of a little like it's not slow, but just I don't know. Just because it's just mainly 2 people just talking.
There's a lot of dialogue.
It kind of feels long.
Yeah, it's a lot of dialogue, and there's it explained through dialogue, like what's going on. So you really have to pay attention. to what people are saying.
To the dialogue and what's happening, because then I did remember the menu thing,
Mhm.
and there was another thing that he had done. And the wallet. I was like, oh fuck, like that was a nice little.
Yeah.
Like, he
And
picked up the wallet, and that's why.
and like I said, that scene threw off Alonzo's plans to me because he was on his. They were on their way to do some bullshit.
And then he was like, whenever he saw him, there's like him pretending to be like, oh, I knew you'd make it out.
Yeah,
or-
yeah, yeah. You know what? That's a good point. He was just watching.
yeah,
Because if he would have got stabbed, what would have happened?
yeah.
He would have just been like,
Well, guess
yeah,
you're not part of the
he's
division.
trying to play hero and got stabbed by some crackheads.
Yeah.
But Justin, you should watch this movie. It's really
You
good.
sold it. I'm gonna watch
I'm
it.
serious. It's good. It's a good. It's like a dark buddy cop. Like, you know, those buddy cop films. This is like,
If your buddy cop is toxic buddy cop.
Yeah. like just doing illegal shit all day and getting away with it.
Crazy shit.
But
The movie's pretty wild.
just with the money stealing, I'm just like, all right. But when you murder people, that's when it's just like, okay, damn.
Your friend, he said 10 years.
Yeah.
Then he starts playing the victim. He's like, yeah, I've been building this for 10 years.
I've been building
and
this
now
case
I brought
for 10
him down.
years. Man,
It's like,
Y'all should go see it.
Friend killer.
see it. 2001 film.
It was 2001.
2001. And it's, the cinematography still holds up today for me. Just how it's shot. It could be released today and still be a hit.
I can see that.
But, you know, that
That's
would
what
just,
happens when you don't use like CGI for everything.
yeah. And yeah, it was an independent film too. So, yeah. Y'all leave comments. Let me know what you think if you've seen the movie. Hit the bell for notifications. And I guess we out.
Be out cheer. You wanted me to hate on it. I just couldn't. I liked it.
No, you should have fucking hated on it.
It was a good movie.